Back to Educator.com's Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 Fundamentals course, and in this video we're going to go over the Toolbox, and that is this toolbox here, and we're going to go over each of these tools starting with the selection tool. Now the selection tool, if you hover over it, you'll see that it's V is the keyboard shortcut. So anytime you're in here, no matter which panel you're on, if you have something else selected and you hit the V key, it will go back to whatever the tool is that you're using the keyboard shortcut to. This one, in this case, is the selection tool. And the only time that doesn't work is if you're creating a title and it's looking for text for you to type in. Other than that, if it's not looking for you to type in something, no matter where you are, you can hit the V key and it will choose the selection tool. If I go media browser and I have the hand selected, I hit V, it'll automatically go there. And that works for all of these tools in the toolbox. The selection tool is pretty obvious. It lets you select things. If you want to select several different files, you can just hold the Shift key and it will let you select multiple files at once. It will automatically also change into other things if Premiere intelligently believes that you are trying to use it for something else. But if you want to not have to worry about accidentally doing anything, always going back to the selection tool is a good way to make sure you're not going to accidentally do anything like razor video or change some of the edits. It lets you have a fail-safe for when you're moving around inside of the timeline. Now the selection tool will also change into other tools. As you can see here, it will change into an edit trimming tool depending on where it is. If you have it on this side, it will trim this video, as you can see from the icon there. If you have it on the other side, it'll trim on that side. If you hold some of the modifier keys down, it will also change to other tools. As you can see there, it changed to the rolling edit tool, and it'll do several different tools. Like this one is the ripple edit tool, which will let you change some of the it will make it so you don't leave a gap in your timeline, because if you just use the red one, it'll leave a gap. The yellow one won't leave a gap. The next tool in the toolbox is the track select tool, and what that will let you do on the track select tool is, you can see the excuse me, the shortcut is A. And that will let you, if you know that this section of your video is okay, but from this point on you want to get rid of it. Let's say this is your opening sequence and you don't want to change it, but you just want to add a different set over here without creating a new sequence. You can use the track select tool and it will select everything from that point on, and then you can say delete it. It will start from wherever you click and choose everything to the right. Now, if you have, say, another video up here and you choose the track select tool, you notice that it's only on that track. If you choose it up here, it's only on that track. So if you have a track that's filled with items and you only want to get rid of the stuff on that one track, or if you want to move it, Now I've had these two selected. I can select the move tool or the selection tool, and I can move it, and it will move everything on that track up another one. It's one of those, you can either get rid of it, you can move it, but it will let you select everything to the right of that point, which is, it's pretty easy to figure out. The next tool is the Ripple Edit tool. And what that does, it lets you change and edit. Well, let me show you. As you can see here, if I hover over it, the keyboard shortcut is B. Now, I'm going to come in here. Let me come into a spot that is easy to see. Now I have the Ripple Edit tool, and let me just click and drag this to the right. And what you will see when I click and drag it, you will see 2 frames up there at the top that is showing you the last frame on the left from the previous video and the first frame you're using from the new video, the one on the right. So if you know that you want the first frame to be say at exactly 15 seconds, it will change it so the first frame there is that first frame at 15 seconds. And it's let me go back to the entire timeline so you can see, that this is 1 minute 0 seconds 13 frames. Let me pull this over, and you will see that it's shortened it, because if you shorten this video length here, it will close up the gap that you have in your timeline. If you just use the select tool and you just have the red selection, you notice that there's a gap there. Well, this tool, the Ripple Edit tool, won't leave a gap. It will move all of this stuff down to fill the gap, either to the left or to the right, depending on which tool which way you're pulling the tool. So if you know you want to get rid of a few frames from this one and you don't want to mess up the timing all down here and you don't have to pull everything down, you can just use the Ripple Edit tool, and that will let you not leave a gap in your video. And using the 2 images here will help you figure out which frame that you want to cut it on. Now you see, you can go pretty close to frame by frame with this method, with using this tool. So it's a very useful tool if you after you've done your rough cut, you want to do a clean edit on your video. You want to do a frame by frame edit, and you want to make sure that all of the other stuff, there's no gaps left in your timeline. You can use that tool. Now the next tool, and we'll go more in depth in all of these tools as we're using them, because we're going to go through, this is just an overview of all the tools that are available.